woman leading the district council for Kenema, and a woman who was crowned as the Mami Queen of Kailamo district. Madam Chairperson, my dear Auntie, the Honorable Minister of Gender, Dr. Aissata Mahoy, the Honorable Minister of Health, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, our development partners, women and girls of Sierra Leone, the men of our great nation, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. I'm very happy to be among you all to advance our struggle for women and girls' empowerment and gender equality. The mention of the Beijing is very exciting for some of us that has dedicated our lives to ensure women and girls are considered as human beings the same way we do for men and boys. On the 15th September 1995, 189 countries enormously agree on a global clearing call and platform for action, which is considered a landmark resolution at the Fourth World Conference on Women. Because it is the most progressive by every indication, it sparked the best and attainable pathway for advancing women's rights and gender equality. It sets strategic objectives and actions for the advancement of women and the achievement of gender equality in 12 critical areas of concern, including women and poverty, education and training of women, women in health, violence against women, women in armed conflict, women and the economy, women in power and decision-making, institutional mechanism for the advancement of women, human rights of women, women and the media, women and the environment, the girl child. A review of these critical areas makes this global theme towards 30 years of Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, Unite to End Violence Against Women, very appropriate for the commemoration of this year's 16 days of activism. Knowing me for my girls, I would have added "and girls" to the theme for obvious reasons. If we are to do stock taking and assess our journey from Beijing in 1995 to where we are now, we can all agree with me, you can all agree with me that we are making progress along the way in the 12 critical areas. Another area we can also agree on is that we are all not satisfied with the pace of our journey. But what is also clear is that no one can take us back to the dark days prior to Beijing. Sierra Leone have taken progressive measures, including campaigns, investment, legislatives and law reforms, affirmative actions, policy formulations, and service provisions, but more importantly, in our National Development Plan, it is heartwarming and motivating to know that we are getting incremental results. Therefore, we must not lose sight of the gains we have collectively made over the years in preventing and responding to violence against women and girls, including free quality education for boys and girls, which is even biased because there is free tuition from primary to university for girls opting to study science, technology, engineering, and maths. The Hands Off Our Girls campaign, which definitely also prioritizes girls. The free sanitary pad for all girls, also prioritizing girls. In 2018, a declaration of state of emergency on rape and that is also more for girls, even though lately I also understand that our boys are also suffering the same fate. In 2019, we amended the Sexual Offences Act of 2012. A standalone Gender and Children's Affairs Ministry separated from the Ministry of Social Welfare. Today we have our own ministry. They established one-stop center. We have established one-stop center in 7 districts. The Sexual Offences Model Court, which is a specialized division of the High Court of Sierra Leone to expedite sexual and gender-based violence matters, operating in Freetown and Kailahun. The government unwavering commitment to providing comprehensive services for survivors of sexual gender-based violence, including expanding access to justice for survivors. Gender equality and women's empowerment, the 𝐀𝐜𝐭𝐢𝐯 Act in 2022, currently more than the allocation of 30% by law of government appointments, cabinet and other parastatals, as well as representation in parliament are all women. At the international stage, Sierra Leone had championed the adoption of 2 United Nations resolutions: access to justice for rape victims and UN World Day November 18 for the prevention of and healing from child sexual exploitation, abuse and violence. The Abolition of Child Marriage Act of 2024, a fundamental outcome of the Hands Off Our Girls campaign. Sierra Leone has joined the regional body for African First Ladies, OFLAD, to launch the We Are Equal campaign aimed at eliminating all forms of discrimination, violence, exclusions, and other vices against our women and girls in perpetuity. It is clear now this reason Sierra Leone is considered one of the leading nations and bring examples which others are learning from. We are on record to be the first country in the world to have rolled out the Gender-Based Violence Information Management System in a non-humanitarian settings. This will enhance and consolidate both case management and data harmonization. The Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs is urged to roll out this tool across the country in the next couple of months. This will help to fast-track online referrals for service provisions and data harmonization to inform sound policies and programming on sexual gender-based violence preventions and response mechanisms. That being said, we are here launching the Real Man campaign. It will be fitting and proper to underscore the progress Sierra Leone as a nation has made and the men that have shown courage and desire to not only free women from bondage, but also support them to take their rightful places in society. I won't start this particular speech, this part of the speech, without commending His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Maadu Bio, my dear husband, who on the 8th of March 2020, which is the International Women's Day, launched the National Male Involvement Strategy for the Prevention of Sexual Gender-Based Violence. That strategy was informed by the growing realization that violence against women and girls cannot be addressed without the active and full engagement of men and boys who are mostly perpetrators of this heinous act on women. Today, I am launching the Real Man campaign on behalf of His Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Maadu Bio, who gave me permission to stand in his shoes and give full meaning to this strategy. With this official launch of this campaign, he's urging all Real Man to sign up to this campaign, and I will now read a message from His Excellency. Our women and children deserve better. And we must, as real men, stand up to the monster in our homes and communities who are determined to make life unbearable for women and children. Let us not focus on the 16 days period, but 365 days in the year, as every other day a woman or a girl is suffering from abuse and violence. as we start the 16 days campaign against gender-based violence, I strongly condemned the despicable act meted out on Khadija and other defenseless women and girls. I have therefore instructed the law enforcement agencies and other relevant bodies to ensure expeditious investigations and prosecutions of all sexual offenses are done timely. To those demons who pride themselves in inflicting harm and pain on women and girls, I say enough of your madness. You cannot continue. You cannot continue to have a field day. Wherever you are, we will pursue you and ensure you face the full force of the law. Signed, retired Brigadier Julius Mahadio. The 16 days of activism against gender-based violence essentially provides an opportunity to reflect on the state of gender-based violence and our action to address these menacing threats to women and girls' peace and security. Today, we are marking another important episode in our collective effort to address the scourge of violence against women and girls in Sierra Leone. Let me remind all of us that our true purpose of existence can only be meaningful if we ensure that others, especially the vulnerable, can count on us and see us as a true reflection of themselves in character, in deeds, and in aspiration. I believe this is the fundamental principle that motivated our predecessors at the Beijing in 1995. It is our responsibility to keep the flame burning. It is also our responsibility to protect our women and girls. It's not a privilege. It is now my singular honor and a privilege on behalf of His Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Mahadio, to officially launch the Real Man campaign to end violence against women and girls during the opening ceremony of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence in Sierra Leone on this 25th day of November 2024 in Freetown. And I also want to take the opportunity in thanking the Honorable Gender Minister in putting these events together. Whatever campaign we are doing now, our focus should be on the men. We have to talk to you guys. We have to beg you. We are not trying to take your places. We only want to help you. We want to make you have women of substance in your life. If you allow our girls to go to school and finish their education, you definitely will have a woman of substance. But if you just decide to marry a woman who is not educated, believe you me, you will have liability in your home. And in most cases, that is one of the reasons why today most of the homes, the men die before the women because of stress. So if you don't want to die before your wife, help your wife to be nation builder with you. Support them. There is one thing I want to assure you. When you make a woman happy at home, he will die, she will die for you. But when you make a woman's life miserable at home, hey, we are dangerous. Ask mother, they will tell you. So as I continue to commend the minister for her tenacity in focusing our agenda to you men, I plead to you, please, it is 2025 because 2024 is done. 2025, 30 years we've been pleading not to take your place. We are asking for only 30%. In fact, now we don't want a percentage in what we're asking for. What we're asking for is just see us as equals. See us as your life partner. Stand with us because we will stand with you. Be there for us. We have always been there for you guys. So it's our turn. Just for you to prove that you actually do cherish your mother, Because when you cherish your mother, you will cherish your wife. If you cherish your mother, you will cherish your daughter. That is all we are asking for. So, you are here to support us, but I know you are only here because you are a true man. If you are not a true man, you will not be here. And if you are a perpetrator, just being here to see if we mean what we're saying, I want to assure you, December 14, the prohibition law that bans early marriage will come into effect. And I swear to God, I will come after you. That I want to assure you. As we have done for the Hands Off Our Girls campaign about rape in this country, and I also want to say, a lot of people have been talking about certain incidents that are happening. And the only reason why I am being silent is because the police have asked me to allow them to do their job. And I'm sitting and waiting and watching for those teachers who keep raping our children. I want you to know my lens is on you. And for all the ones that we have arrested, even if the police will come and arrest me after, when they pass judgment, I am going to float all your pictures and let the whole country know that you are not only a pervert, but you are a demon. And for the teacher who is in court, who is now in court regarding the case of Khadija, this is a new Khadija. I don't know if you know what happened about 2 weeks or so ago. Another teacher, I understand, that raped a girl, and in that process, the girl died. This will not be the same as the first Khadija. This Khadija will have the justice that she deserves, and I can assure you that. So I want to thank you all. And Madam Minister, I am humble. Thank you very much. My dear mother, you are a fantastic chairperson. May God bless you, ma'am.